Hi, everybody from Berea. Well, they always say the sun will come out tomorrow, and it did after a rainy day forced the Browns indoors after day one of training camp. Day two, brilliant sunshine, and the Browns were out on the practice field outdoors and looking pretty good. Again, a ramp-up day for the Browns, although they had helmets on today and went through a little bit more than a walkthrough, and they'll accelerate that on Friday and Saturday, and by early next week, possibly by Tuesday, the pads will go on, and they'll have their first day of contact. The headline of this day, too, is a bit concerning. Anthony Schwartz coming into his second year out of Auburn, a third-round draft choice by the Browns, a guy that had injury problems at this time last year and then really struggled through his rookie season, but had a good offseason these past couple of months leading up to this training camp. He left the practice field today tweaking what we believe was his left knee. He pulled up on a pass route, went to the sideline, met with a trainer, and they walked off the field and into the locker room, and obviously under some observation right now. That is a problem both for Schwartz and for the Browns. For Schwartz, this is a recurring problem. If he continues to get injured, remember, you got to be on the field to really factor into team play, and the Browns had big plans for him. Chad O'Shea worked with him emotionally, worked with him physically to get him ready for this second season, which they hope would be a bounce-back season for him. He's the stretch-the-field wide receiver. He, of course, had world-class speed coming out of college, and the Browns wanted to have that speed, extend their offense and get it down the field with his ability to get behind defensive backs. We didn't see much of it last year. The forecast was he'll be much better this year. He did a lot of work on his speed, his conditioning, his hands, but now in question, we'll get more and an injury update on him coming up tomorrow. Now, if it's not good, it would have to push into high gear the plans for the Browns to start looking at another wide receiver out there, a wide receiver who can get them down the field, okay? Because that is going to be a problem if they can't get a guy. If they find that what they have in camp right now isn't acceptable to do that, then they're going to have to get out in the marketplace. There are receivers out there who are yet unsigned. T.Y. Hilton, Will Fuller, a guy who played with Deshaun Watson. Those are the kind of receivers that could possibly do it, and the Browns could be in the market for that. We'll wait and see. We don't want to get too far in front of things. We'll wait on the word on Schwartz. As for the day's workout, boy, when you watch Deshaun Watson operate this offense, I mean, you go, wow, okay? And the chemistry that is already being built up between Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper. But today, front and center, was the chemistry that he's working on, and it's succeeding at that work with Donovan Peoples-Jones has been amazing. Donovan Peoples-Jones, who I thought had a so-so year last year and a good second half to his rookie year the year before that, but he's a big, tall target, and Deshaun Watson went to him a number of times on this afternoon practice, and they were a combination to watch. Really good stuff. Donovan Peoples-Jones being counted on in the Browns offense. In the offensive sets, a lot of times we're noticing that it's Amari Cooper on the same side with Donovan Peoples-Jones, and they feel they're a bit loaded on that side. On the other side, like I said, because of what happened during the afternoon practice, that could be a problem that will need to be addressed. Now to the other side of the Deshaun Watson situation. No news. I don't know if no news is good news or if it's bad news, but I can tell you, no news, okay? Still no ruling in the Deshaun Watson case, and it goes on and on and on. The strange thing is all members of the national media are coming to town hoping to be in Berea when that announcement is made. And they'd like to be in here one day, get it announced, and then leave and go on to another story and another training camp. But it might be a pilgrimage that they have to come here and stay here at the rate and the slowness and the tardiness of this decision coming from Sue L. Robinson and the disciplinary officer hearing the case. No indication when we're going to get it. Could it be on a Friday now, which is coming up tomorrow? We'll have to wait and see. Other than that, those are the big headlines. There was a good injury sighting today in the way that progress is being made, and that is with Jack Conklin, the starting right tackle of the Browns. Remember, he suffered that patella tendon tear at the end of the season last year. It was like his third injury of the year, but this was the worst, and it takes a long time to bounce back from that. We saw him out on the field working with a trainer, and I have to be honest with you, he looked good. So Kevin Stefanski wasn't blowing smoke at us yesterday when he said it's really marvelous and unbelievable the progress Conklin has made with the target being that he doesn't necessarily have to do much in training camp, but the bullseye would be if he's ready to go on September 11th. They feel he will be at the rate he's going right now. To the eyes today, I would have to agree with that. Back on the field tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, then Saturday, another afternoon practice open to the public, and Browns fans will be here an off day Sunday, and then it really gets cranked up next week. That's it from Berea. I'm Jim Donovan for WKYC.com.